Hey, it's Buck from Bacon Trees. Thanks for stopping by. Just want to do a review of the live sound slash show experience of the B52s with Berlin and OMD Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark opening for them at the Sony Center, which is now going to be called, I think they're just changing the name to the Meridian Center in Toronto. I have seen shows there before. I did see Belle and Sebastian, I think it was last year, and it was the best sounding show I have ever seen in my life. Sitting kind of midway in the audience up towards the back, probably 2/3 of the way back or something like that. I wasn't too far, we weren't too far off this time, sitting just a few rows ahead, sort of in the middle, but just back from the middle on the left side. So like the listening experience shouldn't change that much. But I would say that Belle and Sebastian show was the best sound I've ever heard for a live show. And the show I saw last night with the B52s was not. It was okay. It was pretty good. Most of it was clear. So number one we'll go through the bands one by one. Berlin, the sound quality, I'd say about 4 out of 5 for sound quality, and about the same for performance, because Berlin actually performed very, very well. Little muddy in the mix though, but I can't blame them for that. That's the sound, right? So sound wise, 4 out of 5. Performance wise, also 4 out of 5. They really did a good job performing. And I say 4 is like, 80%, that's pretty good. Compared to OMD, I was never a fan of OMD. I've heard their songs, actually I was never a fan of Berlin either, but they performed well, but I was never a fan of OMD. Heard their stuff on the radio or other people's parties or whatever, but I never bought, it wasn't my cup of tea to buy that music. Let me just say that, wow, I might want to go buy some of their music now, because the performance they put on, 5 out of 5. They really nailed it. Talking to the audience, bouncing around, being funny, and just delivering. The sound quality, I'd say, was about 4.5 out of 5. It was really good. The bass was a little muddy. You couldn't really hear the definition of the bass guitar too much. It could be for various reasons, whatever. But overall, I'd say 4 to 4.5 out of 5 for the sound quality for OMD. It was they were like amazing performers. Unfortunately, the B52s, I'm glad I saw them. They're legendary. I did have their record in 1980. Somebody showed it to me in 1979. I bought it in, I think it was 1980 or 81. I actually ended up buying it. But I'd heard the music right from 1979, so this is like 40 years later. And just seeing them on stage is like, well, the 3 core members anyway, was like, oh my God, B52s right in front of me. I think the set just it started off strong and just kind of went to a bit of a lull, and I wasn't alone in sitting down at that point for a good 20 minutes or so, maybe more, for songs that I think they could have put stronger songs on the set, like 52 Girls, which they didn't have, but they had these other songs which are okay, and they're good B52 songs. So they played most of the hits, but they didn't play that one. I think they should have played a little more from their debut album, which still is a classic, legendary album. I think the girls really, really held the show together. I don't think Fred, the singer, held the show together. He was there. His voice was there. It has to be there because it's iconic, right? I got the feeling, and I talked to my wife about this, that we didn't really feel he knew where he was. I'm not sure if he knew he was in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I'm not sure, but it didn't really seem like he cared too much. When they played the last 2 songs, which was, I gotta ruin it for you, I'm sorry, or here, spoiler alert for the last 2 songs. Of course, you know what they're going to be, Planet Claire and Rock Lobster. Those were amazing to see live. They sounded really good. I think the overall sound quality, I think, was about a 4 out of 5. I think the performance is about a 3.5 out of 5, unfortunately, overall. The hits, and especially the ending, sounded great, because if you know the music, it's hard to find any flaws in it when you're listening to it live, when most of the instruments are there cutting through the mix. I think the mix overall was really good. Especially Rock Lobster, they had a guy or a girl in a lobster uniform dancing around, so they were funny, right? So that's my review of the show. Berlin, OMD, B52s. Overall, was it worth it? Yes, it was worth it for sure. I'm just surprised that OMD kind of, in my opinion, blew away the B52s performance-wise. Anyway, that's my 2 cents worth. Hey, you know what I forgot? I forgot to pull out the record. Of course, I'm talking about the B52s. there it is, one of my favorite records of all time. Known to be new wave at the time. A new wave of rock is approaching, whatever. So they were labeled new wave. And, oh, I got my headphones on. Yeah, I'm just testing the audio and stuff like that. Anyway, Planet Claire, 52 Girls, Dance This Mess Around, Rock Lobster, Lava, There's a Moon in the Sky Called the Moon, and then Downtown, or 6064842. I think, I just really wish they played more songs like There's a Moon in the Sky and It's Called the Moon, which I love. I just think there's a lot of great songs on this album. But, they have other catalog too, so they weren't just playing their debut album or anything, they were playing their whole catalog. But, anyway, that's my thoughts. Thank you for clicking by. Please subscribe. I'm trying to put out as many videos as possible, and I got some really good ones cooking up. They're actually on the stove right now. Okay, that's not true. That's BS. Anyways, thanks again, and cheers.